there's a malpractice bit. There is the conduct of the examination. And we're just showing that period where students were writing examinations at night.
Yes.
I mean, look at them. These people were meant to be writing examination in the afternoon, morning, afternoon, but at night, they were writing examinations. You wonder what kind of results they will get from that examination. So there is the conduct, there is the technical aspect, which is now what we're dealing with now on the website and all of that. But there's also the performance bit.
Yes.
And I want us to speak to performance because that is one that concerns you personally.
Yes.
First off, seeing the results this year, that only 38% scored credit in at least 5 subjects and above, including English and maths, compared to last year where we had 72%. Does that make you sad as a teacher?
Definitely. I will be sad as a teacher that there is decline in the performance because it is a reflection of our effort. That means we'll say that probably the teacher has not really done their work the way it ought to be. But it goes beyond teachers alone, the performances of students. But you see, this issue we are discussing has to do with data. When you have data, it depends on the inference you want to draw from your data. That will determine the kind of analysis you will subject your data into. I will dwell into it now, this 2025. The overall performance, excluding English and maths, if you say, hey, student who enrolled for WAEC this year, what has been their general performance? Irrespective of whether English or maths, you have 87.24, according to WAEC. Is that a poor performance? So, my members cut across so many subject areas. Do you now want to use 2 subjects to determine the overall performance of my members? This is a very good result. But sometimes the way we analyze data, we draw certain wrong inference. 87.24 is a good performance generally because students wrote agri-science, they wrote biology, they wrote chemistry, literature in English.
Are you saying that the mass failure being reported was predominant in 2 important subjects?
That is the interpretation.
As a result, cannot be generalized.
That is the interpretation. Go to WAEC database, 87.24, irrespective of whether English or mathematics had 5 credits. But when you now narrow it down to excluding mathematics and English, then you have that at 8.
So let's prove further. So
including what is maths and English?
Yes. Including maths and English, you now have that at 8.
So let's prove further. What is the problem with? Let's talk about this maths and English.
Yes.
Is it time for us to review this issue of mandatory maths and English passage, or is the quality of teachers, or AI is distorting our scholarship? What exactly? So I want you to speak exclusively to the maths and English bits of the data, because if it's mandatory, it's mandatory.
Yeah.
And it becomes a yardstick for you to advance. If you like, have 9 credits in any other subject. If you don't have in these 2, you're going to have a problem getting further in your education. So that is an important conversation we should have. Where should we take that conversation to? Should we scale down? Should we optimize? Should we question teaching abilities? What exactly should we look at? Talking about maths and English.
It is very simple. It is as if we are confused. There is difference between being an expert in a particular subject, especially when it comes to these 2 subjects. The simpler way I can put it is one must be literate, then at the other side, numeracy. I don't know, beyond being numerate, a lawyer or mass communicator want to do with mathematics. How do you apply algebra here or geometry? Like I used to say, when you are talking about this subject, for instance, mathematics, you must have basic understanding of arithmetic to a certain level. that making students to pass through this, especially mathematics as a subject, is not about that algebra or geometry. It's about preparing the student for challenges ahead in life. I used to say it. It's about preparing them for critical thinking. That mathematics, you solve this, you solve that. That this life is about challenges. We are just preparing them, using that subject to prepare them for society challenges. But we have been getting the communication wrong right from the inception. Like I said, if you now make mathematics compulsory for a law student,
or somebody who intends to study
law, who should be versed in literature
and in English,
and in English, and he already passed that, and you now want to use the percentage of failures in that respect to determine the overall performance, we are sending wrong signals out.